Tell me when we're live, because I can't keep moving. I can't keep doing it. Wow. Wow, I get that move. It's not on yet? Okay. We got to keep going. Oh, man. Give it to him. All right, so that's great. Are we ready? Are we live? We're so live. You see that? I was moving, I was grooving, dancing until the music stopped. And it stopped, and it stopped. I'm automatic, systematic. I'm a dynamite hip traction at the top of a... I can't even do that. I was just lying to you guys. Like that guy lied to me, giving me a poem. I never seen you looking as lovely as you did tonight. I never saw you shine so bright. I was like, how romantic. It's a song. And I laughed at Patty Gomez when her boyfriend wrote, "You were the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be." It's a real person. These are real people. I know, you don't believe it. I'm trying to think of who it was that said she sounds like a cartoon character. But I remember the Frito Bandito and when it was banned. Does anybody remember that? You do? That was the biggest thing in New Jersey. Because people are like, you have Ronzoni. You know what I mean? You have, SpaghettiOs making fun of the Italians. Now, here's the thing. We're at a live show, which means everything you do is live. You know that, right? And you're going to be my helper tonight. That means that you're going to have to give a lot of love and energy because, I always try to give you a few minutes. I have to make sure that his name is here so I can remember everybody. Oh, it's here. It's here. It's here. I can see everything. I can't see anything. I'm lying. I am so lying. And I've got such good news for everybody. So, I've been going through this whole journey with my cousin who's gotten the double lung transplant, okay? So she's a big deal at NYU right now because she's the one that got it. It's like bingo of life. It's crazy. But it's all about your attitude. I'm just going to tell you this, guys. If you're sick, it's about your attitude. Because I found out that there were other people. There were 8 other people, right, on this list. You have to understand, what you put out comes back to you. So if you say, and you're waiting for lungs, okay? We're talking about lungs. We're not talking about eye. That's easier, okay? You could donate an eye, and you could find your Filipino friends who have a grandmother with a good kidney. You know what I'm saying? You can always find, because you only need one. You got to figure out your math, right? I'm saying that to you, you're young, and you're still going to be a doctor, and we're going to talk about, things like that. But I'm just saying that, can you imagine, you're up for a lung transplant. The doctor says, how are you today? And you're like, terrible. Oh, God, I feel awful. I don't want to live. Well, you don't get that lung. So you have to be positive. I mean, can you imagine? I told her, you have to laugh every time he walks through that door. You have to smile. Hi, how are you? It's a glorious day. And she got her lungs. It didn't help that there was a bad snowstorm. I mean, come on. I was waiting. I know how morbid. This was like the most morbid wait. I don't know what's worse. This or waiting for a baby to be born. It's a lot. And look what happened. My child came through the door. The product. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. I don't even want to think about it. I think about, if I had kids with these other guys instead of, this lucky guy that got me. I'm so kidding. I just want to give out some. I know, right? Can you imagine? You don't even know. You don't even know. I could have had a baby look like Tweety Bird. No, I'm telling you, I had bows that had froze, you know what I mean? I had bows with froze. They were short, and I didn't know it, And, when they cut their hair off, I was like, where are you? Because they had afro. Yes, you're going to go through it, too. Because someone's going to say, you talk too much. And they're going to say, listen, get over here, and they're going to make you do things. So what we're going to do tonight is something special. We're going to treat you like a grown-up because you're a grown-up when you're in this room. And you don't see anybody else making movements or sounds because what happens when you make, what's that lesson I taught you to teach the new people? When you make a sound, you know who hears it? Everybody. Exactly. Exactly. The World Wide Web. Very good. I just scratched up this lens. I hate myself because I can't see. I was just thinking that's a nice purse with you, but that's my purse. I had to put one away because the cats peed on it. I'm sorry to bring that up. I know. And it never goes away, by the way. It just never goes. You always blame the old lady next door. You're just like, she's got to do something with that. You know what I mean? Really? Tyler June, you're in trouble when your neighbor has a Target basket in your hallway. And you thought you moved from the projects? Sorry. At least the projects, they have the baby inside. I just bit my lip again, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop talking because I want to give a round of applause to this person, this woman, this individual who makes everything possible here at the LA School of Comedy, and my presence and in my absence. And that's your comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman. Yes. She's doing a lot of big things, and now I found my coat that I was looking for. Samantha, you see what you did for me? It's amazing. I announced her and found my coat. The white coat is here. It's here. I thought that would have been a good look.
I thought you were wearing it right now.
I did too. I did too. I saw the sleeve because when you open the screen door in your house and you're like, okay, why did I do that? When you go to Catholic school, they would check your sleeves and beat you. They don't hit you. You have no nuns to beat you. You have no excitement. Listen, nothing is more exciting than a black kid from the inner city being put in a Catholic school with white Irish kids, not knowing you're not supposed to hit them back. And that happened to Norris Swindell. And he didn't know that you're not supposed to hit them back. And he just knocked this nun right in the face. And I go, no, you're not supposed to hit them like that. I said like that. That was the bad part. Because I've hit a nun back before. I really have. Because, you know, they just, I don't want to talk about. Who went to Catholic school? Anybody? Surrounded by those white girls with strange names. You didn't have any girls, right? You have boys. What do you have? Brennan, Brandon? Probably not. Jesus. What do they have now? They're all Jesus, right? We had no Jesuses, man. If so, he was hanging on the cross and he was built. Nothing like the guys in my class. They should try some manna because they were eating too much, like corned beef and cabbage. They had gas. You could always tell the Irish corner. Like whiskey, corned beef, and cabbage. It was really something. Who's that outside? That was me. I want to give a round of applause to my husband, Mark Saffron, for coming out here and supporting me, and hopefully coming up here. Oh, wait, I just want to give a round of applause to somebody who's going to come up and say hello real quick. Can you come up here, Mom, and say something? This is one of the deli divas. Let's get up for this deli diva. Come up here, say hello. She's going to argue with me, so that's what we'll do. We're going to have a deli diva the next time, and we'll bring up the daughter diva, okay? Now, let's see if she comes up. Daughter, come up for a few minutes. Yes, this is Samantha's sister. Her name is Sarah Linderman.
Yes! You gotta talk about your college tours.
Oh my God, yeah, college tours. No, hey guys, every time I'm here, I'm always gaslit into being on stage. It's like everyone's like, "Whoa, I did not ever say, hey, I want to do stand-up comedy. Hey Sam, I want to do stand-up comedy." I'm like, "Hey Sam, I'll visit you," and then now I'm on stage. So, hey guys. Yeah, everyone's asking me like, "Whoa, I'm graduating soon. Where are you going to college?" I don't know. These UCs are like, "We're reviewing your application. We're reviewing your application." I haven't heard back from anybody. I heard back from the Cal State Humboldt 99% acceptance rate. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Did you know you can drive 11 hours in California and still be in California? Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Humboldt, California. Do not go there. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's nice. I don't know. Every time I bring it up, my daddy's like, "Ooh, yeah, weed. That's Humboldt. That's Humboldt for you." So, you know, if you want the California experience. But, yeah. Yeah.
How is it being Samantha's sister?
Oh, being Samantha's sister is very interesting. It's like you're in this household, and it's like one thing after another, comedy. You have Sam, you have Sheldon, you have Deli Diva Alejandra. Like, what am I doing here? It's like, and I'm just here, and I'm considered the quiet one, of course. And I'm just here like this reminds me of when I was a young wee child, and of course my dad's doing something crazy in the car. He's road rage, whatever. He's always like, F you, you're driving weird. I think he's driving weird, but, and I was probably 5 years old, and like, he's like doing whatever thing he's doing. I just go, "You freak," top of my lungs. And everyone's just like, "Who said that? What's going on?" I'm in like one of those baby high chairs, you know, like I'm like that little. And I think that really explains my relationship with my family. So yeah. But it's really interesting being on stage. I don't perform. Would not say I'm a performer. I could draw a portrait. I draw portraits. I do.
Could you do that while she's telling jokes?
Low key, yeah, business guys. We're making a business here. Sarah's Portraits. Guys, if you ever want a portrait, hit me up. I don't have any public Instagram accounts, but if I did, I would.
Wow. Right, so where do we find you now?
Yeah, find me, Sarah Linderman, on Instagram. It's private, but I'll probably accept you.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So listen, you have to do that. Do you remember that episode from Alfred Hitchcock? Can I have a piece? I'm sorry, is that my new phone?
No.
I thought I lost my phone, and boy, my husband told me everything about myself. How I don't care about a $2,000 phone, how menial things are to me, how inconsiderate I am, and that's why I lost my bird. But my bird came back, and I was happy about that. So I'm going to give somebody a minute here to see if he can really feel what it's like. And he's going to tell us how it feels to be in school and it's almost time to leave. Let's give it up for the one and only little Susano.
So just tell them about after school. Like okay. At the end of school. Wait, can they hear me? Okay. I'll just leave it here. At the end of school, it's crazy. There's a bunch of kids everywhere. And that's why I try to leave school early, or I try to get away from the PE area, because you can't move at all. It's just like, it's a whole area of kids. You're just looking. Oh, look. Oh, I can't see the classrooms. I'm like, where's the exit? And then you get to the parking lot and you're like, where are my parents? The kids are walking their kids are going all different directions. They're going to the cars, they're going to the parking lot, they're going over to the cafeteria, they're going over to the, I don't even remember what it's called.
We'll make it up anyway, the parking lot cafeteria.
Yeah, and you're looking for your parents, and you're like, oh, there they are, and you walk up to the car and you're like, that's not my mom, or that's not my dad. And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna wait here. One time I got left at school for a while, and I'm like, where are my parents? Where are they? What? Are they coming? And I'm just sitting there like, and then someone from the, what is it called?
Security.
No, not security. The office comes out and is like, why are you still here? And I say, I don't know. Why are you still here? And they look at me like, damn you. And they walk back in. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh, there's my parents. And I walk up and I just go home. But at the end of school, it's crazy. Because all the kids just want to get out of school because school sucks.
Oh. Wow. Give him Where can we find you? Thank you very much. My name is?
Thank you very much. My name is Susano David Salceda. You can find me here.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an Instagram or YouTube or TikTok.
Good. Woo! You got more work to do. You're supposed to help me tonight. Coming to the stage. You call him, but I call him my dad. Remember your intro.
Calling to the stage. To the left, I have Nobody That Matters. And to the right, I have Susano!
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I just want you to know that I took part in making him. That's right. I felt very healthy that night. You can tell. Look at him. All right. All right. Now, he is very correct. At the school, they kind of give him a problem all the time. Like so much so that I had to write in a reason once. What is the reason you're picking your child up early? It's like, so the PE teacher stops picking on him. All of a sudden, they were like, he'll be up here in 2 minutes, sir. And the PE teacher's trying to stare me down from the side over like, okay, hello, hi, PE teacher. It's pretty interesting being a father that has children in 2 different counties that go to school in 2 different counties and have, all kinds of sports. Well, the good thing is the sports is over in the city I live in, so that's a positive. But besides that, oh my goodness, I'm running here, running there. People, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trying to think. Stop asking me questions. What do you? But Susano, you look you look flustered. Okay, cool. So what's going on? You don't want to know, please. And then they'll be like, well, how are you? So I start telling them, and then you see in their eyes, they're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to tell me everything. Well, don't ask me a question. You know why? Because I'm like what do they call those jukeboxes? You put the coins in and the song's gonna play, baby. You're just gonna shut up and listen. But most people don't want to, and that's your problem. But you shouldn't have asked. It's a trap. Never just look at this face. You ever see this face? Never say how are you. I swear you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Well, Susano used to do the same thing, but his brother, now he gets to witness and laugh. I'll be sitting on the floor, my legs spread out like if I'm stretching, sitting there, and we're enjoying a movie, and they're like, yeah, Daddy, isn't this funny, huh? And the baby comes running up. He's like, Daddy. And with his left foot, completely crushes one of my testicles. And I'm talking, crying. I'm sitting there, oh, oh, oh. And I'll pick him up, and I sound like the Harry from freaking Home Alone. And I'm sitting there just holding him. I'm like, please, somebody get him. Somebody get him. And I'm sitting there trying not to cry. And the baby's looking at me like, what's wrong with Daddy? I was like, oh, his brother will grab him, and he goes, Dad, is that what I used to do to you? I am so sorry. Oh, brother, that hurt Dad. Okay, don't do that. Daddy doesn't like it. And the baby just sitting there like, oh, okay. Sometimes he will sit there and correct me. Like, I'll tell Sano, hey, Sano, be careful. You gotta, and he'll look, no. I'm like, hey, no what? I'm like, no. I was like, oh, I can't tell your brother to be careful? No, Daddy. I was like, okay, well, so then I'll tell him something. Hey, sitting there and stimming over to the side, and then he starts kind of wobbling over. All of a sudden, in a little bit of danger, Tristan, and he'll look back at me like, you shut your mouth. He doesn't say it, but that look in his face, I'm telling you, we got facial expressions that will tell you a graphic novel in one look, I promise. And I don't know. It was funny because one time before my youngest was born, we went to some kind of a lake, and it tripped me out. I don't know the name of it, but I do know that I had been there billions of times because of this loading dock they had for boats. That loading dock was never, ever repaired. It's the way that it's been since they built it. But there was a little sinking area I didn't know in the lake right when you're getting in there where there was still asphalt. So I went to dive in there when I was a kid, smacked my face, and came back up looking like half a road rash. And everybody was like, hey, what happened? And I was like, what happened with what? And my tia was like, ah! And like, what? And everybody, I didn't know I was bleeding. So I'm sitting there like, I just got out of the water. Yeah, I'm dripping. And they're like, yeah, you're dripping. And I looked down and I started seeing Kool-Aid, or so I thought. And I was like, oh no. It was horrible. That was not a moment that I wanted to scream, oh yeah. So I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, I'm bleeding. And this is me and a child. But then now, thinking back, I was like, well, the second that they gave me a plate of food, I was fine. So it's okay. Well, we're there now in the future with my child and my ex-wife. And I felt like I was in the danger zone already because I was like, all she needs to do is say, I don't feel safe. And I'm in trouble. So I just sat there like a good little boy, like, well, yes, I swear I won't look. I'm not looking. Okay. And here we go. That it was hilarious because my kid's dog, little tiny old dog, his name's Chiquito, as a matter of fact. But Chiquito goes running down this little ramp, and this ramp ain't safe. And at the bottom of the ramp is a massive ass pit bull. And here goes my son trying to run over there. I said, get your butt back. But Dad, I'm like, shh, quiet. I go, Chiquito. And Chiquito starts coming up to me, runs up to me just in the nick of time, and I got him up here on my shoulder. Got him on my shoulder, and now all of a sudden the pit bull has his nose in my crotch. And I'm sitting there shivering like, please don't fucking bite me. And here's Chiquito. Chiquito's quiet as shit normally, right? But then all of a sudden, because he's up here on top of my shoulder, and Chiquito, shut your mouth. Your crotch is not on the line. Shut up. And he's sitting there. And Sano's sitting there going, don't attack my dog. And I was like, Sano, you shut up too. And here comes the owner from way down the beach. And he's like, oh my God, stop it. Oh my God. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, Zeus. I was like, your dog's name is Zeus? Okay, please, I feel the electricity. Please get him away, sir. And I'm sitting here about ready to cry now already because I'm thinking it's going to get bit off. And I'm like, so Chiquito's still not shutting up. And I grabbed him and I put him right here. And now he's like, I was like, oh, so you're low enough for him to reach you. Now you're gonna shut up. Okay, and that just reminded me of most people I ever hung around in my life. They're big mouths around me because why? Because I made them safe. I'm like, oh my God, cut that out. For example, I went to go get tacos. No, actually that night I went to some dance part. I thought it was a music or a karaoke thing because that's what I told my friend I wanted to go to. All of a sudden it's a dance party and we're taking my cousin, and a couple songs in my cousin starts crying and he was like, it's just like middle school, no one wants to talk to me and I got my back against the wall. And I'm like, what the so go talk to someone. We need to leave. And my buddy's like, maybe we do. He's having a meltdown, bro. Like, let's fucking leave. And I was just like, so, all right, let's hit the head before we go and let's go get going. Let's go get some tacos or something. And he's like, yeah. And my buddy's like, well, I'm down for some tacos, dog. Yeah. So let's do it, bro. All right, let's go use the bathroom. So my buddy uses the bathroom, comes out. My cousin goes into the bathroom. I go into the bathroom. I see which stall he went in. Never hear the stall open after that. So I started hearing snoring in the stall, and I'm like, shit. Please, Anthony. Nothing. Anthony. Antonio. So then somebody goes, like, bang on it, bro, or like kick it open. Don't just, what if he's having an issue or a seizure? And so now I'm starting to panic. I'm like, Anthony, about to kick that door in, and there goes my phone ringing. And it's my cousin Anthony. Where the hell are you? I'm outside. I've been waiting. You walked into the bathroom at the same time as me, and it took me 10 seconds. What did you do? Start going number 2? What's wrong with you? That's a number 1 bathroom. You don't do... Anthony, shut up. You know what, dude? All right, bye. So then I go, wait a minute. This guy's still snoring in here. Go tell the security guard, hey, I hope somebody's not croaking in that bathroom, but someone passed out, and I hear them snoring, and I thought it was my cousin. He goes, I'll take care of it, bro. So we get out, leave, go a couple blocks over to a taco stand, and... so, you know, I'm a big guy, so I'm happy with some tacos. That's all right. But we get there, eating our food, and as we're trying to leave, some guy makes some goofy comment of like, oh, my life's so hard and this and that. And I can't even remember what my cousin said. It was the most innocent thing, but the guy took offense to it. Like he was trying to like offend him. You're gonna talk to me like that, and when there's ladies present, and we're looking around and there was no ladies. So I was like, I think this guy's a little off, or just a little drunk. So I just told, hey, my cousin's a little tipsy. Sorry about that, man. Let's forget about it. Yeah. So we're trying to walk back, and then the guy goes and pushes him and said, you think you're gonna talk to me like that? I said, don't touch him. What? I said, don't touch him. And he pushes him again. You think you're going to talk to me like... and my buddy Kevin is sitting there like, no, Sano. Let's just get your cousin in the car and let's go, dog. Like, I already know you, bro. You always want the smoke. We don't need that today, bro. And I was just like, I'm just going to get him and we're going to walk away. So I'm trying to grab my cousin. And these guys now surround us. It's about 8 of them. And it's 3 of us, but one's at the car. And one of them is useless anyways because he was too wasted, and he's the one who started the problem. So they all try to surround in on us, and 2 of them put their hands on him, and I just pushed forward, and it looked like Andre the Giant in the Royal Rumble. Bam! And everyone goes flying. All of a sudden, here's a security guard coming up. He saw the issue the whole time, but what was he doing? Yes, my love. I see you later, my love. I swear I'm not cheating, my love. I'm at work. You want me to FaceTime you, my baby? I swear, I promise. I'm not doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, he's like, I got to call the police. I was like, you're going to call the police after I defended one person against 8 people. And then this girl comes in front of me and goes, you think you're so tough? Hit me. And I go, and the guy goes, no, baby. I go, man, you started a problem and now your girlfriend has to defend you? Pobrecita. I said, you know what, bro? I said, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, Missy. You're gonna call me Miss? Well, what the? I'm sorry, person. Get out of my face! And the security goes, I'm calling the police. So, are you sure? Or your girlfriend? You're going to call back your girlfriend? So they didn't really like that. So next time, do your job, and I don't have to act like Andre the Giant. Walked away, we got back to, and my buddy's sitting there waiting out of the car. He was in his tank top. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I already know you, bro. I thought we were going to get the smoke, so I was ready to run in, dog. And that's my boy Kevin. I've known him since we were in kindergarten. He's always there. But that's my time, everybody. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. You guys can find me on YouTube underneath Susano Salceda or Susano the Madman Salceda. You could find me on TikTok underneath Susano the Example Salceda, and Instagram is going up soon at Susano the Example Salceda. Thank you for your time. Thank you, LA School of Comedy, Cinda, and I appreciate you guys.
I love those shoes. They're so for me. That was my color uniform, maroon. Go maroon, go gold, go team, fight bold. Could you tell that I was a comic? I mean, not a comic. Oh my God. I was in an accident and I can't remember anything. Everybody says it's good you have a lot of hair. Why do they say that? You still crack your head open. It's crazy. I just wanted to say that I'm really happy to have in my presence someone who's doing something really big. He's not going to come up here unless he wants to. But he's doing a show that's going on off-Broadway, I believe, and they're doing a podcast this evening. And you don't know who I am, but I know who you are. Guy Wernick is here, and so give him a round of applause. You want to talk about your show at all? A little bit? Yeah. Come on up, Guy Wernick. This is the warm-up.
Hello, everybody. Sam kind of warned me a little bit, so... Wasn't really prepared. But I am working on a musical called The Bubbies. So if any of you are familiar with Bette Midler, Barbara Streisand, legendary Jewish grandmothers, queens. I've never really done stand-up before, so it's kind of a new experience for me, but
Welcome.
maybe, thank you so much. Maybe I'll just sing a little bit from the musical.
Yeah.
That's a little easier because I don't really have a set prepared. I could just complain for a half hour. That would be, that would be another way to. I know. Let me tell you about the LA Metro. Oh my God, getting over here. You think New York is bad? So here's a little piece from Bubbies the Musical. We did a show in New York City in January, and looking to raise money right now for the film, and then bring it to Broadway, off Broadway, whoever will take us. We will perform. So here we go. We are Bubbies, boys, we'll make you cuggles. We are Bubbies, girls, we'll comb your hair. We are Bubbies, Bubbies will never leave you, no. And all you got to do is be a mensch, and we'll be there. We'll be there.
I love it.
Thank you so much. You can find me at Guy Wernick on all social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Spell your last name, please.
Wernick, W-E-R-N-I-C-K. Thank you so much for the
Shout out.
for the stage. Yes.
Yes, and maybe we could comb, instead of your hair, we could do your shadle. I mean, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking.
But it's for the little. It's for the little kinder.
To the little kids?
For the little kids to comb their hair.
I was thinking from the cradle.
Because it's the bubbies to their the cradle to the shadle. Okay, we'll write a song for that too.
Right.
For the
my
moms.
God, no, I'm not. No way, no how.
We got you.
That's so hard. That's such a hard job. Let me tell you, songwriting is so difficult. I mean, so much fun too.
I'm kind of just breaking my teeth on it now, but yeah.
Well, you did a damn good job here, didn't you?
Thank you.
Yes. Next week he'll be like, I'm here all week. So to audition for that young person, look, suddenly it became an audition, and how do you go? The way to know is the one and only Unio. Bring him up. It's your audition, kid.
All right. Hello, everybody. We got a beautiful crowd this night, I'd like to start something off by sharing something with the audience. I realized something about myself. I realized I live a very sad lifestyle because I got no wife, no kids. I live with my parents, I got no high school degree. I don't know what's holding me back. I think what's holding me back is I'm 15. That might be holding me back a little bit, But the big thing about me right now is I'm a child of divorce, But growing up, before my parents got divorced, I used to think they were an awful lot like that. That old Brad Pitt movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You guys remember that movie? Yeah, I thought they were just like that. And then I realized, no, they really were trying to kill each other. I'm like, Mom, put the knife down. He just wants salt for the steak. Calm down, all right? It's only 6 p.m. But I realized something about my parents. My parents have two different opinions about my stand-up career, right? Because my dad goes, this is great. I love it. We're the best town for it. I'm proud of you. I would die for you. And my mom looks at me and goes, man, the green card wasn't worth it. Now it wasn't. Yeah. But I also currently go to Catholic school. That's why I'm here. I got to talk about this stuff. But in Catholic schools, fun and great and all that. But the administration, like the teachers and stuff like that, remind me of different peoples and characters. Like my religion teacher, Mrs. S. Great woman. She reminds me an awful lot of Mother Teresa. Because she's a sweet, loving woman, but I know she's hiding something, okay? I know she's hiding something. I know she has something underneath the floorboards, all right? And then my math teacher, Mr. S., he reminds me an awful lot of Homer Simpson because he's fat, balding, and I know he has an alcoholism problem, all right? All right? I'm going to get detention later. And the priest at my school, Father Paul, what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Andrew Cuomo, all right? But it's not for what you think. He's just Italian and has big hands, all right? That's it. That's it. Only similarities. But how many Catholics do we have in the audience, if you don't mind me asking? All right, we got one, my dad. All right. But for those who are non-Catholic, we're currently in the season of Lent. And for those who don't know what Lent is, that's basically the 40 days when Jesus was in the desert. So for Lent, we have to give something up that we enjoy for 40 days. So I decided what I'm going to give up for Lent is sex. Because I know, granted, I never had it, but I know I'll like it. You know what I mean? I know I'll like it, all right? But like my big thing in life, and you know, as all teenage boys are, my big thing in life is I'm trying to get a girlfriend. That's my big thing in life, right? And I was in a situationship for a good long while, and no one ever believes me but I can talk to girls, I swear. I can't look them in the eye, but I can talk to them, I swear. But I was in the situationship, and things were going pretty good, you know, everything was going great. I even got her a stuffed animal, but it just didn't work out, you know? But one time she was telling me about her family and her aspirations in life, right? She was telling me that apparently that whenever they have guests over, her family has boxed wine and they put ice in it, you know? And that apparently she has a cousin with no teeth and he plays the banjo. And that her big aspiration in life is to get a new trailer to live in. But I don't know why she didn't like me. I think the reason why she didn't like me is because we weren't related. I think that might be the small thing. But I kind of got heartbroken by it, you know? And I was telling all this stuff to my dad. And the way he comforted me was he was just like, son, it doesn't bother me that you got your heart broken. I just wish you got your heart broken by someone attractive. And I'm like, that's how you comfort me? Thank you, but that's how you do it? I mean, good job, you know? But I tried fixing things with her, and she goes, Julio, I'm not allowed to hang out with you anymore because my parents say you're just too much drama. You're too much drama. I'm like, really? The kid in drama club is too much drama? I mean, I am, but like, really? Are we going to point fingers here? You know? But the other day, I was telling all this stuff to my dad's first ex-wife. No good way segueing into this. And she goes, Julio, if you like a girl, the worst thing you can do is buy her a stuffed animal. And I'm like, that's where I messed up, all right? So what should I have done? What should I have done? And she goes, you should have just given her $100. I'm like, is that why you married my dad? And she hung up the phone. But I guess that's what I should do. That's what I should do. But right now I'm currently in theater, right? You know, and theater's great and all. But I knew that I would be the only straight guy in theater, right? Because it's obvious. So I thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to have all the girls to myself. Great stuff. But little did I know, I'd be the only straight person in theater, all right? So now I'm stuck and I can't leave. So, but it's a great group of people, you know. Anywho, I'm gonna wrap it in, folks. All right, you guys can find me on Instagram at Julio Lemus Comedy, and you can also find me on YouTube. My channel is Julio Lemus. Please welcome back to the stage the Queen of Comedy, Sunda Kronquist.
Thank you. Oh, is this a microphone I'm hiding? There you go. I just did the Israeli Film Festival. I have to tell you, I got so thrown off because I turned around and I see my name in the back, and it's huge. We were just talking about prisoners. You understand what I mean? I turned around, they were gone, and it was my name. Like an idiot, I stood there. And I go, oh my God. I go, look at that. I go, can somebody take a picture? That's sad. That's so sad. They were like, honey. You have to be with an Israeli once in your life. They say things you'll never hear from anyone else. Look at me when I make love to you. Look at me. Say it. Shlomo is your papa. Say it. Honey, you're so hot. You're so hot. You know, it's so hot in here. You know, in my van, I have air conditioner. I sell to you special price. All right. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be with the comedy of the one and only Mr. Armando Yee.
What's going on, LA School of Comedy? Give yourselves a round of applause for being here on a Monday evening. Yes. And give the great Sunda a round of applause, the beautiful Queen of Comedy, Sunda, of course. Gosh. Boy, I am feeling extra Mexican up here tonight. God, goodness gracious. We love all the material of Father Paul, by the way. Father Paul always cracks it. Be careful there. Please do. But I got to tell you, this eye situation, very scary. I have been having to declare, to announce that I'm a U.S. citizen everywhere that I go. At hotspots like at Target, I put everybody at ease immediately. I say, relax, everybody. U.S. citizen, not here for jobs, here for socks. Yeah. I'll be ordering my coffee. I'm like, hey, I'll take a medium coffee. My name's Armando, born and raised here, by the way. Drink's finally ready. The girl yells, Armando, born and raised here. I'm like, yep, that's me. Over the break, I went to visit my mom for the holidays. She doesn't even call me Armando anymore. She just yells, citizen. The food, it's ready. But I will tell you, my name is Armando Yee. And Armando Yee, they look at me and say, Yee? You don't look like a Yee. Well, what is that? Is that Korean? Is that Filipino? Is that one of those non-binary pronouns? Yi, it's Chinese. I'm Mexican Chinese. All my friends used to call me Mexinese. And people, they look at me and they say, Yi, well, what is Chinese about you, Armando? What is Chinese about you? I say, the most Chinese part of my body. I've always said the most Chinese part of my body is my brain. Yeah. My brain, it's my brain. Yes. Chinese, we're good at calculating. I'm very good at calculating. I can calculate how many tacos I can eat before I pass out. Yeah, about 11. I can also calculate the tax tip and how much free chips and salsa I can get before they start charging me. It's a good trait to have. I will tell you this. I was born and raised in San Diego, California, but I grew up in Tijuana, and I had to cross the border every single day. And crossing the border every day, you become bilingual very quickly. Yeah, I learned Spanish, English, and Border Patrol small talk. Border Patrol small talk is real. Some of the first English I ever learned happened at the border. I'll never forget. Car pulls up to the border. Officer knocks on the window. And this really was very young me. I'd say, good morning, officer. Officer asks you to roll down the window. You roll down the window. He then asks, anything to declare? And these really were some of my very first English words. I'll never forget it. I'd say, no declaration, no apple, no banana, no mango. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't check my backpack. I've got 3 bean and cheese burritos, an extra large bag of hot Cheetos, and my cousin Jorge hiding in a Pringles can. Hope he doesn't find that. Boy, goodness gracious. Whew. I made it across safely. By the time I sat down in the classroom, I'd been patted down, profiled, cross-examined, and interrogated. Yeah, and that was just by my abuelita, my grandmother, that wanted to check that I had my little lunch, my little tacos for school. Speaking of my grandmother, I'll let you know she's about to turn 83 years of age. She's about to turn 83. Yeah, thank you. And she still loves to get crunk. She loves to drink. Yeah, she loves to cut the beer. At this point, I'm not sure it's just beer. I think she's using it as her vitamins and supplements. I really do. I say, Abuelita, did you take your meds today, grandmother? And she turns and looks. I say, Abuelita, did you take your meds today? And she turns and looks at me and says, yes, mijo, yes. I just took 2 cold ones with lime. I'm like, well, Abuelita, it's 10 a.m. And she loves to cook. And she thinks that everything is enhanced with tecate beer. She'll be making carne asada. She'll add tecate. She'll be making frijoles, beans. She'll add tecate. In Spanish, we have something called cake of 3 milks. She added a 4th milk. What did she add? Tecate beer. Yeah, she did. Craziest thing, I'll tell you, most of us will put the kids to sleep reading them little fairy tales, little books. She'll just read whatever's on the beer can. Yeah, she'll be like, once upon a time, proudly brewed in Mexico since 1943. And all the kids are like, wow, abuelita, tell us that one again about the cerveza con carácter, the beer with character. She's incredible. She can have a pen in one hand, a toddler in the other, and somehow she can still manage to open a beer can with her denture. Yeah, in Spanish, we call her la super abuelita, la mujer maravilla de Tecate. Is everybody familiar with that Find My Friends app on the phone? The Find My Friends app, that iPhone feature that allows people to track your every move, know your exact location like you're an Amazon package. Valentine's Day just passed, but I will say that all the women in my life want me to have it on at all times. My girlfriend wants it on, my sister wants it on, my mom wants it on, even my grandmother wants it on. She's like, mijo, I just like knowing where you are in case I need to pray extra hard. Yeah, I turned it off just once, and they acted like got taken by ice. They acted like I got taken by ice. 14 missed calls in a group chat titled, ¿Dónde está el pendejo? AKA track his dumb ass. Track his dumb ass. Now I have it on 24/7. I don't feel like a person anymore. I feel like a walking GPS signal with sneakers on. I've accepted it though. I don't have privacy anymore. Find My Friends has turned into Find My Every Movement. I'm one bad day away from wearing an ankle monitor just to keep all the people in my life calm. I really am. But I will say this: I'm still fairly young. I think I'm still fairly young, but not as young as these beautiful talents here. Yeah, but I'm still fairly young. But I've been having to take more and more pills on a weekly basis. And I'm not sure what they're for anymore. I'm not sure. They have crazy names like echinacea, lion's mane, ashwagandha. I'm not sure if I'm taking supplements or auditioning Pokemon. Yeah, but I take them. Somebody at the gym is like, this is gonna get you strong. It's gonna give you brain clarity. I'm like, perfect. I'll take 12. Give them to me. And the pills are huge. Bottle says take 6 of these huge pills 6 times a day. They look like horse pills. I'm like, boy, if I swallow these, I'm not gonna need lunch or dinner. I'm gonna need a vet. Yeah, I'm gonna need a vet. Crazy. But I really don't know if they make a difference, these supplements. I'm not sure if they work, but you know what? The Reddit community says they do work. And if Reddit says they work, I'm like, say less, perfect strangers. I trust you entirely with my metabolism and my cardiovascular. Right, Reddit? We all like Reddit. Most mornings you can find me in my kitchen being like, ashwagandha, I choose you. And then I pop it in. Ashwagandha. I'll be frank with you. I finally gave in and got that blue chip next to my Instagram profile. I don't know what it does. I didn't research it. I didn't compare the little blue chip next to the Instagram name. Most people, there's a little blue chip next to the Instagram name. I didn't research it. I didn't look at it. I didn't compare anything. I just saw other people had it. And I'm like, well, I'm not dying regular. I'm going to get that chip. Yeah. And to be quite frank with you, I don't know what it does. Does it boost the algorithm? Does it give you some features? Does it come with health insurance? Does it come with but I do know something. It does mess with people's heads. It messes with people's heads, and that's I guess I got it for that reason. The one other thing that I will mention is that I've been getting this feeling that we're declining as a society. And all of a sudden, I'm in a public bathroom reading a 3-step tutorial on how to wash my hands. And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, that's not a feeling. We used to build pyramids. No Wi-Fi, no YouTube tutorials, just math. And slaves. I would have probably been one of those slaves, by the way. And not even one of the strong ones. I would have been the guy holding the rope being like, is this thing level? Everybody else is pushing 3-ton stones across the desert. I'm nowhere near the pyramids. I'm 40 miles away on a boat being like, wind looks fair, gentlemen. Wind looks fair. Carry on, carry on. But now we have little laminated placards with little cartoon hands explaining soap. Like step 1, apply soap. Step 2, rub hands together. Step 3, rinse. That's not a process. That's kindergarten. And it does say rub hands together. Like at some point someone must have tried that separately. Like, well, my right hand is clean. If you're taking notes, by the way, I'm a little concerned about that because, I don't know. We might be sharing the road. Thank you very much, guys. My name's Armando Yee Jr. You can find me on all the platforms on social media. And we'll give it up for Sandra Crockwist.
You are so great. You guys have voiceovers, too. You're always running away from me. That's okay. That's okay. And that's funny. You know something? You can learn something from him. You can. Like, I just can imagine, like, he can just give you a stuffed animal and you can make a woman feel like that's a ring. You know what I mean? Like, you got to switch it. Teach her how to do it. He's like, it's for you. You know, she's like, boo, come on. I didn't know it was going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I still have stuffed animals. That's how I wrote it down, and I'm showing you. Nobody can. By the way, you Jews can't whisper. I just want to tell you that. So my husband has headphones on and thinks nobody can hear him, okay? And Aaron thinks that nobody can hear with the door open, okay? That was funny. But I just want you guys to know I'm not the crazy one. It's a man that did it, okay? Each time, it's a man. Aaron's like, I'm trying to listen. I go, they can hear you. He goes, I know. But interrupt his set when he's performing when he's acting. I got to tell you something. It's a great world we live in when you're able to work with people and see them grow. And I've seen this individual person's growth. Listen, I've seen her grow. I've seen her grow, and we just did a photo shoot the other day, and I was like, damn, she grown. I'm not watching her grow. She grown. And so we got some grown comedy for you. Let's give it up for the very funny Samantha Linderman.
Wow, what a special night. What a crazy night. I'm wearing my work shirt, and it is what it is. It is what it is. It's like, wow, I'm committed. I'm not going to work at this company the way up. I really can't do comedy in this shirt, but I have to. First of all, 99% of my family's here tonight. This is so crazy. Thank you for coming. Guy Wernick, my very talented cousin. Bubby's the musical. My Bubby couldn't be in a musical. Your mom couldn't be. She would be at the dress rehearsal like, why is everybody singing? Don't you think? She's like, it could be there less singing. I feel like that's what Bubby would say. We call my mom's mom Bubby, and then we call my dad's mom Grandma. And so I would tell Bubby, I'd be like, you're my favorite Bubby. And she'd be like, oh my God. And then I would tell grandma, you're my favorite grandma. And she'd be like, don't say that. And I was like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, she really thought, I was like, grandma, come on. Because my dad taught me that. He tells everybody, you're my favorite niece. I get, and then I'm like, Dad, what about Adam? His most favorite niece. Oh my God. My dad is my comedic inspiration. The road rage is true. The road rage allegations are true. I told my dad, I was like, this is like in 7th grade. I was probably like, you're more in 7th grade than him. Oh my God. I was like, Dad, what if everybody memorized your license plate and they formed a group, everybody hates Sheldon driving, and they come and get you? That's what I was thinking in 7th grade. I was like, because if I saw him, I would do the same thing. One time he got in a road rage incident with what I can only describe as the hillbilly inverse of my Jewish father, where this guy was only like 50 pounds lighter, to be honest. And the beard was like down to here, and he had a hat on. My dad had hair, he didn't have hair. My dad had 50 more pounds, but he had hair. So, you know, full head of hair. My dad, not the hillbilly. And, you know, they're doing whatever, and then they get to the point where like literally making baby noises. Grown men. He gets crazy. Where I'm like, they're gonna pull you over thinking like you're having like an attack, like you're having he has a fit. And we're going into the Grove. And I go, he's gonna follow us into the Grove. He's like, no, he's not. He followed us into the Grove. And we're going up the ramp, and he's going up the ramp. And we park, and my dad's laughing. And I said, what are you laughing about? You just lost your best friend. We need to turn that car around and get his number. Like, you need to be getting lunch with that man. I've never seen I mean, it's more yang and yang. It's not like yin and yang, but it's like, it's the podcast nobody asked for. That'd be so crazy. Road rage. And then, because he used to watch car crash compilations as well in his free time. And that's also concerned. Where I'm like, do you wish that was you? Like, what is this serving? Where you're watching, he's like, watch. And I'm like, I don't want to. This is already my fear. I keep telling myself every Waymo I take will be my last. That's so, not like I'm going to die. Well, a little bit. But I'm like, I can't do this again. Like, I can't feel this way again. Like, feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to die in a Waymo is so embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I chose that. I chose the AI version of Uber. Like, you can't blame anybody but me. Like, you know nobody's driving. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you die, it's like, what are you going to do? Blame the computer? I don't know. But I think that's the best. Like, oh, it was the computer. It's like, girl, you could have got an Uber. Because everybody remembers I used to talk. If you remember a little bit, I used to talk about Uber quite a bit. Because, like, when you're in enough Ubers, it's like you really know, like, the Uber flow. We went in Uber together. We had to get an Uber in the rain. And we're standing outside on 3rd Street, and there's all the, like, there was umbrellas, but not, I mean, LA's not ready for the rain. LA's not ready for the rain, but LA people are ready to talk about the weather. Because that's one thing we can't ever talk about. We never can talk about actually, we can't be like, oh, it's so nice today. Oh, it's so nice today. It's so nice today. I mean, people do, and then I'm like, it's not that nice. Like, it's really frustrating the way people are like, LA has such nice weather. And I'm like, yeah, but it also smells like shit. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's so nice outside, but there's nowhere to go. Right. There's nowhere to go. It's like, it would be so nice if it was like Oregon landscape in California. You know what I mean? I don't know. The weather is so nice, but the social climate is scary. I don't know. I actually kind of love people in LA because everybody's just loading. Everybody's just thinking for 1 second more. You know, they're thinking for 1 second more, but then they run through the stop sign. That's the one thing I don't understand, where nobody, like in LA, like you could be in line, and the sad part is I can't really make fun of an LA accent because it's really kind of been pointed out to me that I have one. And I'm like, you guys were really laughing at me doing a bit about myself for this whole time. You know, like, because I would do an LA, and it's just me. And everybody's like, that's really sad that everybody was laughing at me doing an impression of me. But, you know, I had to find my way here. I used to look different. I shaved my head. And, you know, my parents were so excited. No, they weren't. Believe it or not. Because it wasn't for a shade on. Like, it wasn't that way. It wasn't like an Orthodox Jewish shaved head. And I was like, I look like everybody else in Vito Robertson. No, I'm kidding. It was so crazy. It was so 2020. I can't wait for the. Okay, you know how people talk about, the history textbooks on the 2020s are going to be so crazy, but now they can't use pictures anymore because they can say it's AI. Isn't that crazy? They could have like a picture of a real life tree. It's gonna be like the Lorax. I can't talk about it. I want to get sad. So I work with kids, as you can tell from my company T-shirt, and I actually really love it. They've taught me a lot. There's nothing like telling a kid, just so you know, like I'm also a comedian, and then they don't say anything, and you're like, oh, they must not know what that means. Like you're 5 years old. They're like, oh, you tell jokes, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, they really don't care. They really, 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 really don't care. And then they're like, so what's your job? And I'm like, right now, like telling you to go to the bathroom 10 times. Like that's my job. Like your mom doesn't get paid. I do. So you need to be really nice to her because her incentive's different. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I don't know. It's so crazy. I used to think it was cute when they call me mommy, and now I just go, no! Like I can't be I'll be like, you're mommy, baby. And then their parents come, or when they're running, and I'm like, stop running. And they're running to their parent at pickup. And I'm like, but that's how you need to be. Because the worst is when a kid punches me in the face, and they're doing this, and like, I hate you, I'm never coming back. Like, but they're hitting you and all this stuff. And then you call the parent, and they're like, just make sure to tell him he's not in trouble. I'm like, not with you. Like, not with you. Because at my job interview, like, they were like, what's the thing that you think you're going to struggle with the most? And I was like, how much time do you have? But I said, why would you, like, I'm going to, so I said the obvious answer, like, saying no to the kids, you know, having to be a disciplinarian. And that was true for my first half of my shift ever. Because some of the stuff that happens, like, I looked at a group of kids and I just said, you're so lucky. And they said, for what? And I said, for what? They said, why? And I just said, because. That's so mean. Like, I'm like 8 years older. No, I'm not. You're 8 years older. I'm not that much older, but I'm like, you're so lucky right now. And they're like, why? Because you just are. They make each other cry. It's so crazy. And I try to be like Robin Williams, like Dead Poets. Oh my gosh, come in. Is somebody at the door? No. I sound like you. Oh my God. I try to be like Dead Poet Society, and I'm like, look at each other. It's really crazy. I get really crazy. Or when they let me do the play, they're gonna let me do the play again this year, like help direct the play. But I have to act like I don't want to do it, or they're gonna be like, she really can't, because they said no auditions, and I said, and they were being serious. They're like, let the kids pick their parts, and I was like, that's crazy. Because it's always the kid who wants the lead that just can't. They can't read. No, they can't read. And that's fine, but the parent's not going to sit and read it with them. And you have a lisp. You're holding, if you can't do it with the script on stage, that's really hard for a teacher. I was going to say I love literacy. It's true. Really, you gotta read with your kids. That's why doing comedy, I feel like with kids is like going to be really exciting when Sunday comes to the school. So they're not afraid. Yeah. What's so funny is like they're actually not afraid, like at all. Like they're not afraid at all. They say, like, I hear them say all the bad words so loud to the point where I'm like, I know you're gonna say. I go, listen, you're gonna say them. You're gonna say them at home. But why are you saying it so loud I can hear you? Across the field? And you're this many? It can't be that big of a deal. It can't be that big of a deal. And then every time they ask me to referee their games, I just go, I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play. They're like, it's two-touch. And I'm like, how do you play? But I love this place. What a great night. What a beautiful, beautiful, special night. I'm going to wrap. My name is Samantha Linderman. You can find me on Instagram at SamLikeTBH. The headshots we did yesterday were so amazing. So you guys can get your headshots done here. You can bring in your own photographer, or we can match you with one. We have everything here. So just give us a call and we'll work with you. 310-470-1939. But before we wrap, I do want to bring up the man who makes the Film Actors Cafe happen. Oh, did you want both, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. America's Sweetheart, producing tonight. Sunda's husband, one and only, Mark Zaffron, everybody!
I feel like imitating Patty, but you can't run up going, Marky, Marky, Marky. Give me the energy, give me the energy. You know, just in defense, you know, because I like Sheldon. All right. What comes first? The road rage or the backseat driving from 3 women in the car? Let's just face the facts of life. You know, I've spent some time with Sheldon. He is a little bit to the right of Attila. On the other hand, he does live in a female-dominated household. There is absolutely nothing worse than a female-dominated household, especially when you're paying the bills. Let's face the facts of life. You're definitely not getting your money's worth. All right? So, living in a female-dominated household, you realize it the worst when you're not feeling well. So here I am. I have to get my knee replaced, or so they told me. The medical community in America is definitely very, very well suited to the Russian mafia. They fit right in, you know, because Lord knows, you know, I do need my knee replaced, or so they tell me, but I'm trying, nobody ever says what the alternative remedies are. Like, you know, you get a shot, you wear, you know, I'm wearing a thing during the day called Rejuvenate, and I really feel better. Even if it's friggin' placebo, I'm saving myself $50,000. Because here was the whole story. I went through the whole knee thing. I go to the doctor. His name is Dr. God knows what. Went to Harvard, Harvard Medical School. We'll get to the burping later. Got to Harvard Medical School. All right. I don't trust anybody that went to Harvard, just to let you know. All right. They let them in. I don't care whether it was DEI, wherever they get in. No matter what, they're going to ruin the country. And after them comes Yale. All right. After that comes Princeton. Oh, the Ivy League. Oh, yeah, the American aristocrats. All right. They should all be the aristocrats. Scratching, screaming, looking for power. Anyhow, let's get back to me. You know, a much more important topic. Here I am. I go for the knee, and I have to get this pre-operative checkup. I go to my doctor, who's a little iffy. I mean, like he'll fudge it for you just so you can get operated on. So he gives me an EKG, and it didn't work because he suddenly found something. Sends me across the parking lot. There's nothing like the Valley for medical care. It's all there in one big place, and they're cheaper, and they're all in network and take Medicare. All right. Only in Beverly Hills can't you find a network doctor. They don't believe in it, all right? Oh, I need that money. Anyhow, so I go out to the Valley. Here I am. I go to the doctor's office, and I look around and said, this place is really well equipped. So they start me, you know, he examines me and then sets up my tests. You know, I have to say the tests all told have cost me about $30. Because I don't know how to do it. They're all in network. They're accepting the numbers. And so you get all your tests. And the doctor doesn't drive a Ferrari. He just drives a Porsche, you know? Difference in price. So we get there, and they first do the picture of my heart, come back, and I have to bring Aviva with me. Aviva, for the rest of you who don't know, is my daughter. All right, also known as Bette Midler. Anyhow, Aviva comes with me, and she's watching. You know, they're like hawks. All right. The next time I go to the doctor, they're giving me the test where they have to give you radioactive tracers. All right. Sunda's there. She falls asleep. All right? Okay. They give me the radioactive trace. I'm not feeling so well. We go down the hall. They tell us, come back in an hour and a half. And I'm wondering why. And I'm realizing they want me out of there so they don't get any of the radiation on them. They want to leave it on me. So we go to the subway down the street. And, yeah, you know you're in a medical center because there's a man vomiting in the back of the subway. And the women giving you their sandwiches, they don't care. The only good thing about it was Sunda didn't eat her sandwich. I had leftovers. All right? So we go back to the doctor. They do another test. There's a guy who works there. I love him dearly, but he does remind me a little bit of Igor. You know, it's not like he looks like him. It's just that he's an Igor. You know? So for the benefit of those who have not seen the 30th edition of Frankenstein, you know who Igor is. Yes, doctor. Okay, anyhow, I don't do that type of joking. You know, I'm not, you know, some of the other comics in America. I'm not a comic, come to think of it. So we get down there. I'm a raconteur. My favorite comic used to be a guy by the name of Jeff Probst. Jeff Probst was never appreciated in America, went to England. Can't blame him. So there we are. It's time we go for the next tests. Aviva comes. All right, we sit there, and Igor starts injecting me with the radioactive stuff. Turns around to Aviva and goes, "Are you pregnant?" She gets up ready to fight because she thought he was talking about her weight. All right, so we get back, and it's time for the last round. It's time for getting all the tests. It's time to find out what's wrong with me. So so Sunda comes back. So now. Sunda's not there. Aviva's not there. Tova's in from England. This is my worst nightmare, going with Tova to the doctor, because her comment is, "I'm going to snitch on you." What about? You didn't walk today. You're not drinking enough water. All right, water. Anyhow, we go to the doctor. We find out what's wrong with me, and I have kind of like, a little bit of arthritis in my aorta. Considering my age, not too bad. My blood pump's fine. My cholesterol's excellent. No bad, no good either. God knows the cholesterol's fine. That's it. I have a little bit of narrowing in my aorta. That's not the story. It's only part of it. You see, I've been dying for Ozempic. I tried something else for a while. I went and looked in the mirror, and I said, if they can do it, I can do it. I'm no longer fat. I've decided that everybody has to buy into my illusion. They have to all buy into my delusion. I'm no longer fat. And I changed my pronouns. Slim and skinny. And if anybody says I'm fat, they're misgendering me, or mispronouncing me. God knows what we're going to call it. You're not allowed to do that. You all have to buy into my delusion. So I got tired of the delusion. It did feel a little better looking in the mirror, but not a single pound. So the doctor actually managed to get me Ozempic. Now, here's the thing. They hate me on Ozempic. Any pill I take, they decide that it it makes me aggressive. Okay. This is not the problem. The problem is them. Well, they're so busy nagging me, they don't pay attention. Is that the medicine working on you? I feel like I'm listening to my father, who also was a bit stupid. All right? Brilliant man, but said stupid things all the time. All right? Because he had to live with my mother. Jewish men bear a burden. Jewish women. And then they go ahead and they marry shiksas. They turn them into Jews. All right? You see them wandering around here. You see them performing on this stage. All right? They can say where they came from, but the minute you hand them that first diamond, they're no longer a shiksa. All right? They expect it. So here I am. I got all my medication, and I'm on the Ozempic, and, I've lost 25, almost 30 pounds, right? Feel great. Okay? It works, right? But when you break down, and this is my final comment on the pharmaceutical industry, break it down. The first time I went for Ozempic, they didn't want to cover it, and they wanted to charge me $1,400. That's $1,400 a month. Then you find out they're paying $200 in Venezuela. Well, not Venezuela. They can't get it in Venezuela. $200 in Argentina. All right? And in Canada, God knows what the government's paying for it, because they're just a bunch of communists. So there we have it, $1,400. I finally get on the Ozempic paid for by the evil empire, also known as United Healthcare. And the price all of a sudden that I'm paying is $12. I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to compute where this comes from. So figuring that the insurance company is reimbursing $24, and that the pharmaceutical company's taking on a capitated amount, let's call it $40 is what they're reimbursing, and then the pharmacy gets a few dollars. You wonder, what was the real cost of the medication? So you think about it and you break it down. Here's the way it goes. The pharmaceutical company has already made back all their research and development because you all paid for it through your taxes. They get all kinds of tax breaks and government money to develop these drugs. I don't care what country they're in. Norway may have paid for it, but at the end of the day, that's their R&D, and they get a significant amount of time that they can take that off their taxes. On top of that, what does it really cost to have an injector made in China? All right? Lucky that the friggin' thing works. All right? All right? What is it? It's like a kid's toy. It got to be no more than 25 cents. All right? Every time I talk to somebody who manufactures toys in China, I'm shocked by how cheap they are. Granted, it's slave labor, but I can care less. I'm losing weight. All right? So you figure, what does it cost for the medication? It's peanuts. It's just some chemicals and some water. Now, even if they're paying for staff and everything else, we are really getting ripped off. Not only do we pay for their research and development, we have to pay through the nose for the medication. Why? Because we give them these stupid things called patents. All right? But we let them extend it, and beat everybody up. That's the pharmaceutical industry. Trump got their number, you know. He's already pushing them, and, you know, they complain about the man. I mean, there are things that come out of his mouth that are a little extreme. All right? But watching the news today, we were all going to get what we care for, because now anybody from Mexico is asking for asylum and says, I'm from Guadalajara, he's going to get it. Whoever thought that the cartels would revolt against the government and were better armed? It's crazy. Anybody watch this news? Mexico's burning. All right? I hope you don't have any relatives down there. No, they're all here. Your father must have been a serial green card giver. Everybody worked for him. Oh, no, that's Jose. That's my wife's cousin. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Anyhow, not to get racist or anything like that, because Gavin Newsom has done it for all of us. If anybody heard his latest comments. God, what happens when you put hair gel on your head? Your hair gets heavy and you get dumb. I mean, wouldn't you want to just come out and say I'm dyslexic? Duh. You have a disability. Instead, he had to say something stupid. And we've elected him all these years to bankrupt us. Who's stupider, us or them? Anyhow, I brought the mood down, so I'm going to go back to me, Ozempic, right? And being nagged to death by my wife, who's standing here right now getting me off this stage. It's just more female domination.
We have to win.
You know, they win all the time. You know, they control.
It's the Ozempic. I'm telling you. I've already told Alejandra, okay? This is my breakfast buddy. I see her. I have to tell her. No, I'm telling you. I just said to her, he's changing with this Ozempic. It's just terrible. And he had the meltdown the other night. He was yelling at these people for no reason. He says, I'm cold. I've been cold all day. They don't know him. They just met him. He asked the man for the order. He was a DoorDash delivery man. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Then he says, my wife's afraid you're going to spit in the food. Well, now that you gave him the suggestion, he just may do it. I'm paranoid, man. I don't mess around with my food. No, you be nice. You be nice till you get home. And then you have to dispute that. How do you keep those bottoms so white? Not in this room. Look, this is all here. I just thought I'd mention that. So it's really a clean room. What am I saying? It's always clean here. That's why we want to talk to you about our kids' summer camp that's coming. Not summer camp. It's a camp for, it's a Pesach camp. It's an Easter camp. It's after Ash Friday, Ash Wednesday. I changed it for you. I made it like a Catholic Friday. I mean, a Jewish Ash Friday. All right. I just know that Ash Wednesday, we run out of ashes. And I had to get into my grandmother's Tarryton cigarettes and burn those out and put them back. And when you're black, you really got to put a lot of ashes on. It blends in. Then you start doing your eyes. You're like, my eyes pop out like this. They pop. You look like you belong on Dark Shadows. Ooh. But it's makeup. All right. So I'm going to bring in this gentleman who hails from the Bay Area, and he's a favorite here. Let's give it up for the comedy of the one and only Aaron McIntyre.
How's everybody doing? I'm looking for the Catholic. Where's the Catholics in here? Thank you. Can I get absolution, please, for standing in the doorway with my phone on? I'm sorry. Geez, she jumped out there. No, what I was saying, if you let me finish my sentence, and was that I had the volume on here. That's why I went outside, is to turn it down. But I can do no right here, obviously. So that's right. And I did want to take issue because I did grow up, and I didn't grow up. I was in a household with only women, and boy, I loved it. I loved it. I don't find it difficult at all. I think that it may be different because you had two. Had two. I only had one. Well, actually, I did 23andMe and found out that I do have a 43-year-old daughter, but I didn't know about her for a really long time. So, that's the way it is. So, guys and gals, Is that okay if I call you that? I don't want to get your nouns wrong, you know. So we've got the pronouns, now we got the nouns. So guys and gals, is there another thing I should call you if you're not a guy, he or she or whatever? Anyway, I came up with a really great idea for ice, by the way, just so you know. This may help you. And you could participate. So what I think is that the protests, I think what we need to do is we need to get together some like flash mobs, you know, and we get the Mexican people or the people of color, right? And then we get all the white people. And then every time ICE is around, we just split them up and put them on both sides of the street. Right? So then all the Hispanic people of color can sit over here and go, God bless America, and sing that. And on the other side, we get all the white people to come out and go, I am from another country. Take me. I don't want to be here anymore. I think we'd solve a lot of problems in our country. I do have to deal with the Olympics because. Well, actually, before that, anybody watch the Super Bowl? Anybody? Yeah. Did you watch the Bad Bunny? Yeah. I am not a big football fan. What I realized is that I was watching the Winter Olympics, and as I was watching the Winter Olympics, I realized my taste in sports is pretty racist. And I'm feeling pretty broken up about it. I didn't even realize that it was happening. Must be subconscious, but I love hockey. White, right? I like the winter sports. I like the skiing and the skating. Pretty much, you know, every once in a while you look in there and go, oh, my God, he looks like he has a tan. Yeah, so it's pretty racist. I like those two things. I like soccer. That's about as ethnic as I get. You know, soccer's okay. But then that's a sport that, you know, really is international. So, and then I also realized because of the things I like speed. And in Summer Olympics, I'm sorry, they're not going very fast. Like, nobody's going fast. There's not, you know, it's like they're running. Oh, you can run fast. That's good. These guys are going 90 miles an hour down a hill with two sticks on their feet, right? So I like that. But then I also realized that not only is my taste in sports kind of racist, it's also a little gay. I'm a little gay. I love the skating. You know, the figure skating. It's so beautiful. You know, the way they move. You know, and it's like they're all beautiful fucking people, right? I mean, except for the guys. You know, some of the guys are pretty good looking. I mean, there was actually a couple where I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I could swing a different way. Because they're just, you know, they're very graceful. And I always wanted to move like that. And especially move like that at like 30 miles an hour, you know? And be able to jump up in the air and twirl around and do all that stuff. So I'm going to ask you guys to indulge me because I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to do my little routine here. I'm not very much, and then I'm going to stick my landing, and you know what to do. Okay, so I'm skating, and I'm skating, and I'm twirling, and I stick it. Yes. And then I do the gayest thing in the world. They all do that. I don't know. That's a universal symbol for there's too many people who are yelling at me. There was this guy, Ilya Malinin. Anybody know about him? He was a figure skater. He's like, first of all, he's gorgeous. All right, he looks like he you know, he's like a Greek god. You know, he's just got this blonde hair. He's just got this incredible, and he's got this physique. And they call him like the Quad King because he's the only person who can do this one thing where he twirls around 4 times going forward. I guess backwards is easier. I'm not sure. But anyway, they build him up and they build him up. He wins the gold medal, you know, with the team. Then he does the short program and kills it, just gets to first place. He's like on top. He's got points between him and the person in second. And he comes out at the end of his short program and he stands there and he goes, as the crowd rises, and then he bows, and then he goes to the other side, and he does the same thing, lifting up all the people. He's such a god. And it was just really weird because it was definitely, you know, you kind of look at the Soviet Union, you know, for people like that, blonde people going, oh, like that. So anyway, then he came in for the free skate, 13th place, just totally fucked it up, fell over. But the guy's 20 years old. Yulia, you're 15, correct? You're 15? Yeah. 5 more years. 5 more years. And you, too, could be a premier ice skater if you just get to work. Get to work, man. Because, God, man. But that's a lot of pressure for a 20. I mean, I can't imagine at 20 years old being like broadcast around the world as the most incredible. And they're not only saying that he's a great skater, they're saying he's changing figure skating. He's doing flips and I mean, can anybody do a flip in here? Just a single flip. No. This guy does a flip. Skating across the ice, flips over and lands on one skate. Nails it. I mean, it's insane. So I just sit there watching the figure skating, and I just weep. I'm kind of a wimp, you know. I'm a girly man, is the way my mother and my wife and my daughter call me. I'm a girly man. So, you know, I'm just sitting there crying, and it's so beautiful that I'm texting all these people going, look at this is so beautiful. And it just proves my point that I don't. The other thing I don't like, for instance, I don't like football. There's too much pain. You just watch pain and pain and pain. And I watch an action movie and I break 3 ribs. You know, I mean, I can't watch that stuff. And I know that skiing has a lot of falling and they fall in skating, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. What else? Oh, there was some other things that people said that I wanted to comment on, but I can't remember what they were. But I will say that I'm lost. I'm lost, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where to go because I have so much to say, especially to you. I have so much to say to you. She's sitting right in front of me, and she's looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? What is wrong with him? Yeah, I know. I'm the bad boy tonight. I just feel like the bad boy, you know. I also is like there's the, you know, one of the shots that came up was the desktop, and I just tapped Mark. Hey, there's this. I saw it.
Wait a minute.
I saw it, Aaron. I don't know, man. I just, you know, I have an aesthetic. I think I'm good. She's Dr. Sundo is over there. Doesn't she look like a doctor? She's got her lab coat on, but she's got the frills around the pockets. That makes it look nice. Yeah, my pronouns are it and that, because I can't decide. I'm definitely not a they. Or at least I don't want to admit to it because, you know, I'm getting a little girthy around here, so maybe I could be a they at some point, but right now I'm just an it. Yeah, it wants to go someplace. And that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. I'm going to say goodnight for now. Just got the lights. So let's bring up our hostess with the mostess.
Yes, he just finished
as my mother at the Broadwater. Yep. And right now I'm producing and editing a music video for some friends of mine. So I'll put that up and you'll be able to see that. And got a bunch of movies on my YouTube channel. You can find that under Aaron McIntyre. Just type it in there. And got a lot of videos. And take a look. Thanks very much. Let's bring up Cinda.
Aaron, is this yours? I'm kidding.
Yes.
kidding. I was looking for this. I have one and not the other. I'm thinking about selling my vintage shoes, and I get ready to sell them. I take them back. I donate, and I go back to Goodwill because I'm just sentimental. All right. That was really weird. Hello? I'm kidding. It's so old. It's so old. Can I tell you they're probably going to make something like this? How about a round of applause for everybody that went up tonight? All right. So what we're doing here is really a beautiful thing. As Samantha said, we are a podcasting studio that we do comedy. I teach comedy. I coach comedy. I do everything. And I'm just saying that so that if people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you never know until you be like Guy. You take it from the page to the stage. And he did it tonight. So that was really beautiful. I wish you continued success on your play. And it's going to be hot. I already heard. So did you hear Feed Me Booby? Have you ever seen Feed Me Booby? No. Google that. Okay. That bitch beat me in ratings. Yes, I was so jealous over Feed Me Booby. It was a cooking show. And I was on after her on Jewish Life Television. Yes, it was JLTV, just like television. All right, so I love you guys at Jewish Life Television. You gave me a lot of good stories. And one thing I can tell you is that I thought Jewish men could complain until I saw Aaron today. I think he's an official Jew, and he complained about everything today. I can't do anything right. That sounds like Mark when nobody's here, okay? When nobody's here. I can't do anything right. He's on speaker. I'm like, Aaron, why would you set him off? Like they're related. They're not even related. Why would you set him off? Like they're married. Why would you set him off? We got set off. Please follow me on all platforms at Sunda Live. You guys have been fantastic. Samantha Linderman, thank you so much. And Mrs. Linderman, thank you for making Samantha and Sarah Linderman. Sarah, thank you for being the sister of Samantha Linderman. Sarah, Alejandra, y todo aquí. My God, it's amazing. I wanted to say one thing. We have a gynecologist here. He's delighted to see us. He's at our cervix anytime you want to see him. God bless him. God bless you all. Good night.